Hey, what up everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here with a review of the WCW NITRO Volume 3 first look on the WWE Network, which aired live after the Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Of course, NITRO Volume 3 is coming out on DVD and on Blu-ray tomorrow. Honestly, this is one of those collections of matches that, as of right now, I just don't think it needs to be added to my DVD and Blu-ray collection immediately. I don't see myself running out and buying this from Amazon or from Best Buy or anything like that. I seem to only go for the ones that are like with the documentaries. Those ones will hook me. I will always want to have those the day that they come out. Close to almost every time. I ended up at the last minute buying in on the Click Blu-ray that came out just a few weeks ago. But this is going to be the one of the few that I'm skipping. I know that if you go check out Gemini888, he will probably have a video up on his channel early tomorrow morning. Running out, he normally goes to Walmart or Best Buy, and he'll give you the first view, and then normally by the next day he'll have a review of it up. He'll spend Tuesday watching almost the entire set. But this started out with DDP talking about how big of a success Volume 1 and Volume 2 was. At the end of Volume 1, he basically used the DVD to say that he really wants to do a Volume 2, that he thinks there's more out there. And he went to Twitter, and basically anytime anybody asked about if a Volume 2 of WCW Monday Nitro was ever going to come out on DVD, he pushed it and would tag at WWE saying, you got to ask these guys. It's up to them, but if they'll have me, I would love to be there, and I think that we have a lot of stuff to add. And through the success of Volume 1 and Volume 2, two of the largest selling DVDs that they've ever made, here we are, Volume 3 coming out tomorrow. They only showed a few of the matches from the set. It was only a half hour. It was basically like a long commercial, almost like an infomercial. Head on out to Best Buy and make sure you pick this up. DDP started talking about the early days of Monday Nitro, and he brought up Lex Luger making his debut on Monday Nitro #1, one of the most shocking moments of the whole Monday Night War situation when he was a member of WWF. He had told Vince McMahon that he was going to sign a contract. He worked a house show that weekend, and next thing you know, Eric Bischoff is ushering him into the Mall of America. Once the show had already started and the fans started turning their back, waiting for the show to go on. Nobody saw this, and Luger just comes walking down the aisle, and what is he doing here? I mean, that's the best Eric Bischoff impression that I could do. I thought they were going to show that whole sort of thing, but it ended up that they were hyping up Lex Luger versus the Macho Man on a very early edition of Monday Nitro. This had a very good storyline that built into WCW and Monday Nitro early in for a good... this storyline probably ran for at least 6 months with Luger, Sting, and Macho Man all trying to be good guys with Hulk Hogan. Nobody really trusted anybody. Lex Luger was friends with Sting. Lex Luger was friends with Macho Man, was friends with Hogan. Macho Man was 100% sure that Lex Luger came there to be a bad guy. Luger came there just to say that he was, a guy that deserved to be champion, and he wanted a championship shot. So Macho Man kept on thinking that Luger was going to stab Hogan in the back. He was going to stab Savage in the back. He was going to stab Sting in the back. And, this would turn into a long-running storyline. Eventually, Luger would basically sort of be acting as a heel. But when Sting was looking, he would act like he was a good guy, shaking hands and high-fiving the fans. But, cheating to win with them being tag champs, and it was a very good storyline that ran along the way. But Luger and Savage had some really, really great matches. The one thing that I loved when they were showing this match is that Luger and Macho Man are in the ring. I don't know if this was the opening match of the night, but I hope it was, because Monday Nitro in its early days, a lot like Monday Night Raw, was only a 1-hour show. And Eric Bischoff is saying, we hope to get some words with Hulk Hogan once he arrives to the arena tonight about the upcoming match. The show's only an hour, dude. If you're late, when are you showing up? And are you staying late when there's no show going on? Like, what's the point? They show Savage climb to the top and drop an elbow where they fade out of the match. But I remember from watching these, when the WCW Nitro first got added to the WWE Network, I was watching all the Nitros in a row before I just sort of got diverted and I stopped watching them. But they were really fun to watch. Savage dropped the elbow, but the referee was down at this point. The Dungeon of Doom came running in and they beat up Savage. And they added on to the storyline was why did the Dungeon of Doom not attack Luger? They attacked Savage, but Luger was laying there as well. They could have easily taken some cheap shots on Luger, so that gave some more firing grounds to Savage about not why he got beat up and why Luger didn't. So they were just sort of pushing some buttons. In the long run, Luger sort of turned heel, but I think it was mostly because Savage was pestering to do it. From there, they go to the Outsiders versus DDP and Lex Luger. In this match, we see Hull and Nash working over DDP. Finally, DDP reaches out and he gets the hot tag from Lex Luger. As soon as Luger hits the ring to make the hot tag come back, the NWO jumps in and you see Savage, you see Syxx, you see Scott Norton, I think Buff Bagwell was in there. There was like 100 members of the NWO, all beaten up on DDP and Luger. Finally, Flair and Giant come running out of the back to make the save, and they're all fired up. They're talking about War Games, so this must have been like on the road to War Games. But then again, I don't remember a team of Flair, the Giant, DDP, and Luger going into War Games against the NWO. So I'm not 100% sure about that. Maybe they hadn't made the teams yet of what was going to be going down. From there, DDP starts talking about dream matches that happened on Monday Nitro, and he shows a short clip of DDP wrestling Bret Hart. I'm not sure if that was a dream matchup that DDP had of wrestling the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. But they only show a segment of it, then they go to, he says something that the fans probably thought was a real dream match, Bret Hart versus Booker T, which I don't know has ever been on my list of dream matches. I'm not sure if this was in like 98 or 99 or when this was, but it was held in Sacramento. Bret Hart is working over Booker T with a long-standing figure 4. Finally, Booker T is able to make a comeback and he's able to beat Bret. They say that he is now the new #1 contender for the U.S. title. All of these are segments and matches. I don't know. I mean, the one reason why I'm not a big fan of these Nitro ones, Volume 2 was horrible in my mind. All the matches ended in like run-ins, countouts, disqualifications. There was really no, sort of nothing that went together and meshed. They try to put the matches in order, if I remember right, so there's no real trying to build angles together. I think that would be a lot better. Maybe they do they don't do it on the Monday Night War thing because they only really give you one match after each sort of show that goes along with what was doing it. But like, I know we already have an NWO DVD and we already have a Goldberg DVD, but give us like segments that connect each other with matches that build up to a big match and sort of put the puzzle pieces together for us. I think that would be a lot better than just picking random matches and making random DVDs, because in my mind on Volume 2 of Nitro, the best match that was on there was Goldberg versus Sting, and you only got that one if it was the Blu-ray, because it was a Blu-ray exclusive, and that was a good one. But I don't know. Like I say, I'm saying pass on this unless you can get this for cheaper than $10, because that's probably about the most I would pay on this.